again. I am back. Sorry it took so long. Had to upload a file and it was taking ages and it was very annoying. But I am back. Let's play.
But that meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced, or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Reynardo. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Reynardo really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Okay, I'm gonna pick this one this time. Find the temple. The rebellion was out of time, and Reynardo needed a game changer. A mysterious temple had risen out of the desert. The Emperor had sent his ravens to search the Iblis stone. The ancient artifact may contain the power to bring down the Empire. Let's do it.
The island was windswept desert. No one went there except ostriches and ostrich hunters. The Iblis stone. It sounded ominous. It sounded powerful. If the Emperor was searching for it, it must be dangerous. And so, Reynardo went ostrich hunting.
Ooh.
Every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
Oh, I didn't mean to cut him off. It's so annoying. I want to hear all the narrative stuff, but also I don't want to have to just like stand there while he's talking. It's annoying. This music really reminds me of one of the parts of the music in Westworld. It's, I think it might be... It's one of the characters' themes. I think it's... the guy who built the park, not Arnold, the other one. I think it was, like, it's similar, it's not the same track, but it just has a really similar, like, sound to it. It's really, it's, like, distracting because of how similar it sounds. Shall I play you it? I'll do that. Yeah. I can't remember how to get the pause menu up. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm just gonna play you it so that you can hear, see if you can hear the, similar. Dr. Ford. Is it this one?
You might be wondering,
Well, that's
how does Grammarly work?
It's not that.
The answer lies in
This
complex,
stream is not
cutting-edge
sponsored
algorithms.
by Grammarly. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'll get back to you next time. I'll be like, this music reminds me of this bit. I will. I'll remember it. But anyway, for the time being, let's go back to the game. It gets really cold in my flat, even when it's summer, so I've got a little hot water off my feet. I'm just adjusting it. Because I get freezing in here. Unless I have the heating turned on, which, like, during the winter I do, but it's like, it's June, I don't need the heating on. You know what I mean?
Renato had been to a dungeon once where all the chests had teeth and eyes. It had been a short visit.
Also named Mimics. Oh, I can update a thing. I hope I can get a new sword. No, it's just upgrading one. Okay, fine. I wanted a new one.
The air here tasted bitter. The steps were too tall for a person. The entire place felt restless, like it had been vexed to nightmare under the dust, waiting for its hour to come around at last.
Wow, sounds kind of creepy. The music's quite creepy. What's the guess? The whoever's in here is going to be creepy.
Long live the Emperor!
Oh, shut up with your long live the Emperor. Oh no. I always forget to move out of the way of those. Run, run, run. Okay. Oh, come here. Damn it. Well, now I don't have anything to fight you with. There we go.
Renato was... The ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. Then he hadn't come too late.
I'm just gonna, like, have a look at my swords. Yeah. Can't remember what the hero sword does. I'm gonna use this one.
Summertime.
Greater skill.
Renato really hated inanimate objects.
Actually upgrade. Cool. So now if I see one with a shield, I can hook it instead of having to throw it into... There we go. Yes, I killed the buffer.
we do it, said Renato to himself.
This is how we do it. Ooh, there's some like electricity balls being thrown around. Okay. And now some fireballs. Though I don't have to go that way, I could use the fire sword. Let's find the fire sword. Here we go.
What's behind? Door number 2.
Ooh. I know I just passed like a thing where I could. Here we go, workbench. Let's add a gem. Attack speed. Increases your attack speed by 10%. Cool.
How could a temple to Iblis still even exist? The Transcendent Emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long-ago battle? Or had Iblis foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy?
About those exploding ones, it's so annoying. Oh, one burn. Yikes. Not doing very well at not getting burned. Yikes. Yeah, I just really bad at that.
The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously, the temple builders knew how to deal with tomb raiders.
Ooh. Wow, look at the lava.
Renato wondered if it wasn't cheaper to build bridges and stairs.
Ha! Not one of these again. I don't know why I'm so bad at this.
This could be good for global warming.
Oh, I know. I use my, like, speed dash thing. Yeah, why didn't I do that before?
was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up.
Well, it doesn't sound
Who said
evil.
that? It was the stone. Eager, thirsty. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, and Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god torn out by the Transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. It's the core, said the stone anxiously.
I mean, I already got the core on a different one, so let's... Blood and Death for Iblis. Let's do that one. The Iblis Stone, it promised great power in exchange for the blood of Zenobia, who was once close to Ronaldo. But she was also the Emperor's only daughter and greatest general. If it meant gaining enough power to turn the tide of the war and even defeat the Emperor, it might be worth a sacrifice. Let's do it.
Why was he listening to a talking rock? Ah, but the rock had a point. If the stone could truly turn him into a powerful warrior, he could defeat the Emperor with the very weapon the wicked old toad had sought for himself. To be a hero, you had to sacrifice old friends sometimes, especially when they've become enemies. As he placed the impossibly black crystal in his gauntlet, Renato had a sudden vision. Charred fields covered in dead ravens below a black sun. Was it the time of the lost gods before the Transcendent Emperor? Was it the future? Feed these souls, it whispered. Take the power. He could feel the stone's hunger for souls, its thirst for blood. All right, I get it. This was going to be interesting.
I like the glowy thing I have now. Feed Zenobia to the Iblis Stone. Okay. Poor Zenobia. I feel like this is maybe worse than your other fates.
This chest contained blank passports from 15 countries. And something useful. This was the nice part of town, but the ravens had been through here. They like to take shiny things home to their nests.
Why is there like a lookout over here? This feels like the darkest timeline with like the music and everything.
The ravens on Zenobia's island were no match for Renato. They screamed as the stones sucked out their souls. And with each death, he felt stronger. Take the power. The stone told him.
Take the power. Okay.
It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
It's a fire that way. Okay, I can use the firestone to go through there, or I can go this way. Okay. I've been this way before. I'm gonna go up here. Ah, I can't use the lever again. Ooh, I haven't been down here though. Let's go into the sewers, I guess. Grim. Okay. Oh, more of these things.
How do you tell if someone's far away, or just really small?
I didn't even know there was a thing there. Ooh, found a new gem. I feel like a silent assassin, just like... Oh my god, I don't even have to, like sneak around. I can just, like, do that to stun them. I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't mean to go on the thing again. Come on. I can't even go back that way. Just trying to get the things. What? Where even am I now? Let me go back to what I was doing. Damn it. Well, I guess I'm gonna kill Zenobia now.
Zenobia was waiting for Renato. She was alone, confident as always. Fire danced at the tips of her claws.
Are you here to surrender?
She seemed as cocksure as he felt. But she didn't know he had the stone. And I've missed you too, love. He chuckled. She spotted the stone and bolted without another word.
Ooh, I can make a new sword. The Void Blade. Increase movement and attack speed. Okay. Let's do it. Let's get the Void Blade.
This sword from the mystical east could make time itself slow for you.
Test out.
Finally, Renato caught up to her. He had never seen her scared before. At school, she'd been the determined, brave one. Now her eyes were wide, frightened. He didn't like seeing her this way. "Kill her," whispered the stone. "You cannot win your rebellion without it. Please." "No," said Zenobia. "Not that way." Oh, they had been so close once. Could he really feed her soul to his demonic gem? But if he spared her, he would not get the full power of the stone. Oh, how could he be the hero he wanted to be?
I mean, I'm gonna do multiple playthroughs where I do both, but like, right now I'm gonna kill her. I do feel bad for her though, but I'm gonna get the power. I'm gonna be evil, okay? Feed her to the stone. The Iblis stone, it promised great power in exchange for the blood of Zenobia. Isn't it why he came here? Killing Zenobia would give him the power to fight and take the fight to the enemy. Let's do it.
With a flick of his wrist, he slashed Zenobia's throat. Her eyes widened even more.
Kill Zenobia. Sorry,
Then the light
Zenobia.
went out of them.
But
Renato felt amazing. Power was rushing into him like water from a burst dam.
definitely going evil, mate.
Such brilliance, exulted the Iblis stone. Tasty.
Okay,
He felt
then.
a bit bad about killing her. He was pretty sure she still loved him. But needs must when the devil drives. Renato returned to the Farfarer and set a course for the Nexus. The Empire had a communication outpost there. He could call the Emperor directly. It was time to seize the outpost and let the Emperor know what he had done. The Nexus was beautiful. He never realized how beautiful. Everything glowed. The wind was so sweet. The sun so soft. The stones so warm. The black raven feathers. Black feathers. Suddenly, his eyes are filled with them. He's falling through smoke under a dead sun. A voice calls him home. Is this a vision? Whose? Is this the time of the lost gods? Or the future? No matter. What mattered now was killing his way to the Imperial outpost and challenging the Emperor from there.
Whew, okay. Kill all the ravens at the Imperial outpost. Okay. Let's do it. Let's kill those ravens. There's another one here.
Don't look down, he thought.
Oh my god, I didn't realize. If you like look down over here, you can see like all the way to the bottom, you can see like the like, grass and water and stuff. That's cool.
This was definitely better than pulling yourself up in a bucket.
told the corpses. It was something he'd seen in a play once. Up ahead was Lapino. What was he doing here?
Bernardo! Hey, buddy! Hey there, old buddy! Please don't kill me!
Why would I
Why
kill you?
would I kill you? Asked Bernardo, although he had been thinking about it. Well, you've become... look, I mean, no disrespect at all here. Kind of evil? Maybe you should, I don't know, go to the mountains to have a think? See if maybe you're sure the stone is not all that healthy a thing to keep? I suppose you wanted, Bernardo said, and poked Lapino in the chest for emphasis. Oh, had he just killed Lapino? Oh, damn it.
What? Okay. Accidental death, sure. Sorry, Lupino. Well, the stone is definitely the ring, isn't it?
He'd go to the outpost, use their far speaker, tell the Emperor what he'd done, and then he'd go to the secret rebel base, let them know he was ready to lead them to victory. I need more materials, thought Renato.
Oh, bye then.
Renato rampaged to the Imperial outpost like a water buffalo rampaging.
Sure.
At the last moment, he remembered not to kill the far speaker toad. After all, he wanted a word with the Emperor. But there was only silence. Haha! The Emperor was scared, like little girl. Well, he would gather the rebel army and slaughter the Imperial fleet. Yes! Applauded the Iblistone. Tremendous. Then the Emperor would have to answer his far speaker, wouldn't he? Who are you? Asked a distant voice that sounded uncomfortably like Zenobia. What have you become? The mountains. Go to the mountains, urged another that sounded a bit like Lapino.
Nah, let's kill them all. Time to fight. Renato has become an amazing warrior thanks to the Iblis Stone. I mean, he's also become, like, the most evil guy in the game, but sure. But there were these distant voices. Voices or no voices. He had a job to do. A rebellion to lead. A war to win. Yes, he had to go to the rebel base and rally everyone. Instead.
Renato called the rebel council to let them know to gather their forces. Then he killed the far speaker toad. Why? Oh, because to make sure his sword was
I was meant
sharp.
to use the fast speaker,
No,
dude.
that's awful. So no one else could use it. Yes, that's it. Then he set off for the ruins and the secret rebel base. The ruins were crawling with ravens. Probably looking for the secret base, Renato thought. But then he realized they're probably looking for me. They must be very scared of me. Well, here I am. You are the others.
whispered the Iblis-stone. And he had to agree with it, for once. Who was as good as Reynardo?
Rally the rebels. Okay. I'll have to be careful not to accidentally kill them, but yeah.
It wasn't his fault. They looked so breakable.
Update skill. Let's see. What should I obtain? Shield, okay. Oh, I've already done that one. Duh. Dash through enemies. Target an enemy with dash to move through and cause damage. Does not work on shields. Attack enemies at any distance. Auto activates when reaching a certain combo threshold. Slow down. Or run faster.
Cool. Wish I could do that.
Oh, why? Can't use you if you fall down the edge. Need to be careful. She says as she lets it explode on her, for sure.
Sometimes, at home, he'd wave his sword around for hours. Reynardo was so happy. The stone was the best friend he'd ever had. Really, who would bury such a treasure in the desert? Soon, he'd go rally the rebellion and usher a new age for the islands of Erda. Urged the stone. Let me make you emperor. Come to think of it, Reynardo thought as he put down another raven, why shouldn't I be emperor? How did anybody get to be emperor anyway? By making war. Oh, I mean, not counting the transcendent emperor, obviously, who had banished the lost gods and started time. Yes, he should be emperor. He would make a great emperor. Right, Stone? Oh, right, boss.
I mean, I'm just gonna become evil and kill everybody, but sure.
This thing
Be evil.
really needed a roof.
Punish, terrorize, humiliate. The masses have been raising their fists, led by a handful of nobles with too much ambition. Is it envy? That the power I seek is something they want for themselves? Are they just criminals who want to steal from us? But there is but one punishment for such crime. Death. Make an example of the leaders, execute anyone who dares following them. Or is it fear, that the sacrifices I have made would extend to them? Is it a war for survival? Show them the true meaning of fear, strike them fast and strike them hard, make them suffer, burn everything they hold dear. Or is it pride, that the meaning of those sacrifices will forever escape their comprehension? They want inclusion, a say in my decisions? That arrogance cannot be allowed. Take those who surrender to the salt mine, let their lungs fill with corrosive dust, let them betray one another for scraps of food, let their children watch as they fall into savagery, end the rebellion without mercy, punish, terrorize, humiliate, Emperor Insingrim III War Manifesto. Wow. Well, that's a bit extreme, but okay. Sure. Oh, I don't want to read it again. I want to hit these things.
Hoped his hook didn't break.
Run. Oh, damn it.
Next time, stay away from the other guy's sword, you know?
Alright, Mr. Sarcastic. Like...
These things really slice like ham.
Oops. Ah! I need to be more sneaky. I can't just run in and kill them all. Damn it. Right, let's try and sneak this one a bit. Is that all of them? I think so.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. Nothing was on fire. So far, so good.
Run! Run! Don't attack that thing! Run! Why'd you keep doing that? Run. I feel like was there like chests and stuff this way? There wasn't there?
I wonder what happens if I go that way.
Chests and things to smash. That's what.
Renato strode into the council. Let's do this thing. Let's make me emperor. They looked confused and nervous. Ah, had he mentioned the emperor thing? Yeah, he meant to bring that up later. I mean, let's go win this rebellion. He waved his sword around encouragingly. They ran. Cowards. He'd stop them. He cut down a few to inspire the others. But soon, there was no one to cut down.
Oops.
Well then, he'd have to attack the fleet alone. More for me, he said. Unless it was the stone that said it. Traitors. Traitors, all of them. They'd run rather than following him, rather than cheering him. What should he do to the cowards? Anything he wanted to. After all, he was a true hero, the best warrior there ever was. No one could stop him now. But first,
Don't stop
finish
me
him.
now. Having
The Emperor,
such a
that is.
good time. Killing them all. Don't stop me now. I've got a really evil stone, and it tells me to kill.
Where
all
was the rebel
peace.
fleet?
I'm so
They weren't even
evil.
trying an
Kill
assault.
all the peace, but
They
I
were
think
going
I'm
to miss a
hero.
day in
Kill
history.
all the
The
peace.
downfall
I'm
of
gonna
this
kill
dynasty.
everyone
And a new one to
now.
take its place. He didn't have to kill all the ravens. He could enslave them. And enslave the toads too. All the animals would worship him as a god. For he had once been a god. They would willingly give him their blood and their souls. And the world would change. Would become familiar again.
Sure.
Hey, a workbench. He could try out his new bling.
Elemental resistance. Nice. Let's go through the door.
The mysterious sword from the east made you so fast you could catch a fly with your chopsticks. If that's what you really wanted. There was blood on this one, so it hadn't saved its owner.
Oh, oops. Where am I going now? Is that the only thing up here? Apparently so. Oh. Stop telling me to use the altar, and I don't have any skill points. I can't really just be trapped here. There's gotta be somewhere I can go. With some enemies to kill or something. This is super weird. Where do I go? The tree's hiding something. Huh. I missed something. This is super weird. Like, where am I meant to go? What? And this doesn't activate. Like, for real? What? There's nowhere to go. This is super strange. Oh, okay. Fair. Let's get one of these. There we
Felt
go.
like Tarzan.
Reynardo was glowing with dark power. Already the sun had dimmed. He could do anything, he realized. He could wrap the island safely in smoke again. He was beyond a hero. He was going to become a god again. How odd, he thought, that the Iblis Stone had nothing to say about any of this. Well, no matter. Once he killed this petty toad emperor, he would bring back the Black Sun.
Run, run, run.
Thought Reynardo.
Run. Ugh, I hate those exploding things because I just get caught in them. I think the system, like, has a preferential system, if you know what I mean, between the movements. So if I'm pressing attack and move at the same time, it'll choose attack over move. Which, I don't know, probably helps somehow, but not when I'm trying to run away from the explodey thing.
There was an inscription. No spitting. Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Again. This time, he'd make an end of him. He'd screwed up last time, but he had a good feeling about this time.
god. I'm getting beaten up. What are you doing? Attack. My next thing I need to do is improve my attack speed when I'm when I get to the skill tree thing.
He found the Emperor and the Council huddling by his ship, plotting. They saw him and cowered before him.
Back to hell, fiend.
Croaked the Emperor desperately.
In the name of the Transcendent Emperor!
Croaked the speaker. They held some arcane items he didn't recognize. He simply flexed his will and sucked their souls out of their bodies.
Nice.
And Iblis exulted. It is finished. And the void that had been a mere stone on a sword expanded. It stretched and ripped like a vast womb.
It's the Eye of Sauron.
And a gaze, black and pitiless as the sun, passed through the void into the land. And so time ended.
Wow.
And just like that, he was alive again, and back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So, the book was a portal. It took you to the future, when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died 3 times, but he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
Cool. New story completed. Story number 12, The Awakening. A hero, what kind of hero are you? A hero who fully embraces power, who transcends being a hero and dares to become a god. Reward, leveled up. Cool. New truth revealed. The Iblis Stone corrupts anyone who uses it. Reward, tier 3 skills unlocked. Cool. Nice. So I've got 2 of the 4 truths. They've appeared. I like how they appear as little statue things. That's cool. Okay, time to take another break because I finished the story. I'm just gonna take a break every time I finish the story. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Thank you for watching if you're watching stuff, and I'll see you very soon. I'm just gonna take a break. I'll leave some music on for you as always, and see you soon.